Welcome, Zach Barnes here, and today we have the Roland FP-30X. Now, if you haven't already seen it, I did a review on the FP10. It was a great keyboard, although it was missing some things, and I'm excited to check this one out because I think this will solve all the problems that I had with the FP10. I think the FP10 is definitely one of the top 2 beginner keyboards out there that you can get, and so I'm excited to dive into this one to see what it further expands upon. Let's hop into it. So first things first, build quality. So this right here is a plastic chassis, not surprising, but it is sturdy and it is nice. It is nice to the touch. The buttons are solid. I love the feel of the buttons. They're solid, they're sturdy. When you press it, it's a satisfying action and click. And the weight is nice. I don't know what the official weight is. Let's take a quick look at the weight. The weight is only 32 pounds. Now I say only because this is a full 88 weighted Keybed. 32 is light, considering the Nords and the Phantom X's and all those are like 50, 48 plus. So 32 pounds for the fully weighted hammer action. And let's take a look at this action. The action on this board is PH4 action, hammer action with the escapement. I want to say it's the same action as on the other keyboard, but it feels better, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So build quality as far as the chassis goes, we get 10 out of 10. I think Roland does a great job with these. Nobody's really making a bad chassis these days, at least that I know of that I've experienced so far. It's definitely a step up higher than the FP10, like the Casio SP90 or 160X or whatever that name was. I think that the Alesis Artist Stage or the Alesis Prestige was just on par, if not a little bit better, and the new X was actually really good as well. Oh, before I forget to mention, it comes to this crappy sustain pedal. Boo! Why do you guys not include a full-size sustain pedal? Why? This is a $600 Keybed keyboard, and the sustain pedals cost like 20 bucks. It just needs to be included. I think that is so lame. This is a phenomenal keyboard, so they need to include the correct accessories. So Roland, do better. A proper sustain pedal is not going to kill you, I promise. Oh my Jesus. All right, anyways. Now, of course, you know, build quality includes not just the chassis, but the Keybed, because what is a piano without a Keybed? Okay, so this Keybed feels great. Okay, Keybed feels great to the touch. I love how it feels. I love the weight to it. This actually feels better than my Nord because I've got the older Nord Stage 3, which has a weak Keybed on there. This one feels great. Feels great. Feels really good to the touch. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I love it. It's got a nice heft to it. So this Keybed already 10 out of 10. Yeah. It's got, the dynamics. Yeah, so the dynamics on this are great. You can get really quiet and you can also get loud, right? Yeah, it's pretty. So it's got really great dynamics. You get soft to loud. It's got a nice attack when you get loud. Whoops. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, it's great dynamics. You can get really quiet, get really loud. The Keybed feels really nice and even. It's got a nice weight to it. I feel like it's giving my fingers a great workout, which I love, and I feel like I can really dig into the Keybed and it can take a beating. So this gets an A+ for me. I typically don't like, I am unashamedly not the biggest Roland fan, not from a build quality standpoint, but strictly from a piano sound standpoint. But I have to give it to them, man. They've been in the game for so long. They just do a good job. They make great feeling stuff. I started off with Roland with the Phantom X8 years ago. And that keyboard to this day still holds up, still sounds great, still works. So Roland knows what they're doing with build quality.
4.
All right, so next up, we have the sound quality. Now, first we have the sound engine and sound delivery. So let's hop into the sound engine. You've already heard a little bit how it sounds, but let's just hear some solo piano. Okay, I'm typically not a big fan of Roland piano sounds. I admit it, I am biased, but this does sound good. It's not a bad sounding piano, it's just not my preferred timbre, but it does sound good. It's got some nice bite to it. It's got good dynamics to it. I actually like the way it sounds soft. I think it's I think that sounds a bit digital to me, but like the soft sound, that sounds good. I like that. So I like the quieter dynamics better with their pianos, go figure. But anyways, it's a good sounding piano. I give it an A or B depending on your take, right? So in terms of just overall quality, it's an A or B. I think it's gonna come down to your preference. So again, I am immediately biased against Roland piano sound, so please take it with a grain of salt. Plenty of friends use this professionally with no issue in terms of the higher end boards. It's just my preference. But is it a quality key sound? Yes, it is. And it's really responsive with the Keybed, which is something to be said. Now, they do have a couple of other sounds in here, but I'm going to say that for later because I consider those special features. Because at the end of the day, this is a digital piano. So we want to know how does a piano sound. Let's talk about sound delivery. Okay, so sound delivery is a very important aspect of sound quality because if you can only get sound quality a certain way, then that's limiting, that matters. So this right here has 2 onboard speakers. They sound great, they get loud, they fill up the room, no problem. And it solves my issue with the FP10. We have 2 full-on 1/4-inch outputs for professional audio. So I am hooked up to the interface, and that is why you can hear me. So beautiful audio quality because we got the 1/4-inch outs, which means this passes the test for professional gigs. It's got a great build quality. It's got a good piano sound. You should cut through the mix just fine. And we know we can get that sound delivered via left and right stereo outputs via the 1/4-inch. So this is giggable for sure, which automatically makes it a recommendation for me as a beginner keyboard because you can take it from beginning all the way through intermediate until you're ready to finally get your, I wouldn't call it your dream board, but maybe it might be a dream board, but you can start with this and never change again until you're ready to like level up to like your serious dream board, honestly. So kudos Roland for doing that, which is to expect it. This is like a $600 keyboard, so it should have that in there. So sound quality is great. The sound delivery passes. You also have the headphone jacks in the front. You have both sizes. You have 3.5mm and you have the 1/4-inch, which is nice. So this gives it an A+ in terms of sound delivery. We have the headphone outs, both sizes, which is excellent. We got onboard speakers, which makes it amazing for practicing anywhere on the go. And we also have the 1/4-inch out. So this is what I call a home run, a grand slam. We have all the necessary outputs. So we've got the headphones, we've got the onboard speakers, and we have the 1/4-inch outs. Kudos, Roland, A+. So let's talk about the special features, okay? Now, this thing to me already is an A+ keyboard, okay? It's phenomenal build quality. The Keybed feels amazing. I like it much better than my North Stage 3 Keybed. Although granted, Nord did change the Keybed, so if I decide to pay $500, I can get my Keybed swapped out and it'll be a nicer Keybed and I would be happy. But I guess it's just irritating to me that, you know, a $4,000 keyboard didn't have that income included. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. This Keybed feels great. You will not be disappointed. I mean, I could play on this all day. Feels great. Special features. So we know it's great as a digital piano, but what other things does it have just to make the experience a little bit better? So we know that we got other sound selections over here. So we have the piano, and then we have the E piano. Not bad. It gives you something. It's not trash. It's not my favorite. But then again, you know, this is not a top tier keyboard in that regards, right? This is not like your synthesizer. But yeah, you definitely have a passable E piano sound. And then, okay, Roland. I am not a fan of Roland's piano sounds, but I give Roland all the kudos with their synth and their programmability. Let me tell you something. A Roland as the aux board is like chef's kiss, okay? Peak. I love Roland as an aux board, okay? I love to have Roland of that second board because their synth strings, absolutely lush. So all their synths and aux sounds are freaking amazing. So I'm a big fan of Roland. So I love Roland. Don't get it twisted. I'm not a fan of their piano road sounds, but everything else, their synths, their leads, amazing stuff. So you do have a regular piano sound, the E piano sound, and the string sound. And you can split those up, which is pretty nice. So we got piano over here, and oh, okay. Oh. Cool. So you got the split. So you have the split sound. And then we also have a metronome built in. That is helpful. I like this. Yeah, no. But we have the metronome built in, which is really nice for working out grooves. Sweet, so you got the metronome so you can work out your parts, keep your fingers tight. And we also have song select, okay, which means there's a USB in the back so you can play songs, which is really great if you have backing tracks. We also have the input volume, oh, okay. And then we have, it looks like, I think this is the, right here in this section right here, we have like the velocity triggering, right? So we have 1 through 0. And then we have the transpose function as well as twin piano. Twin piano is really cool because as a teacher, or even if you have kids that share, they can have the same octave on 2 different sides of the Keybed, which is great when people are trying to share or teach. So I really love that feature. Really cool, especially if you have more than one child or just 2 people playing at the same time. Ambience is built-in reverb, which you can hear. I can turn it up. You hear that? I like that. Great, so you got built-in reverb, which is nice. You got the brilliance, which I'm pretty sure is like the adjustment of the sound of the piano. Let's see. Yeah, it's really bright. I think we can soften up by going backwards. Yeah, so now it's more dark. That's nice. So we have the ambience there. So, you know, I actually like it with the brilliance down some, but if you want to cut through the mix. So it's like a little EQ setting. Oh, here's the Keybed touch. Okay, so that is just the velocity curve. We have master tuning. You have the USB song, so you can load in a USB track. And then, of course, you can disable or enable the speakers, which is great. So I disabled the onboard speaker since I'm going through the interface. and then I can easily turn them back on using the function button here. Of course, this thing is also Bluetooth capable, which is pretty sweet. So it's got the app that you can use with it as well as your headphone. This is also Bluetooth MIDI, which is really sweet, as well as USB MIDI. And of course, you do have the ability to record. Boom. So you have the ability to record, which is really cool if you like to lay down ideas and whatnot. What else do we have here for the features? Transpose, dual, twin tone, speaker volume, demos, metronome. So in terms of special features, I feel like this is a solid B+. It has everything you need as a piano, but also has a couple of goodies just to make it a little more fun. Having the metronome is a big deal. Being able to record yourself is a big deal, especially when you're trying to improve yourself. And then also being able to load and back. And you know, I lied. I'm sorry. This gives it A. It's got the essentials. Oh, and they got the Roland app. I'm tripping. This is an A. So great job in special features because, again, they could have just gave us a great sounding piano, stop there, but they also gave the ability to record yourself. They gave you the ability to load and backing tracks to practice with. They gave you the ability to customize reverb and your EQ and your key touch, as well as your master tuning. So, and they made it really easy to turn off your speakers. And you know, that's something else I want to highlight is this isn't a special feature. So I don't know where this would go, maybe build quality, but the ease of use, it's super user friendly. I have not cracked over the manual at all. You just hold the function button and you got access to all these extra functions. It's so simple to work. So A+ for that. So I think all in all, let's talk about this keyboard and where would I put it. Personally, if I was a beginner, this is where I would start. Now, obviously everybody's budget is what it is. So my first recommendation is this FP-30X is hitting all the sweet spots. I would try to find this used or pre-owned. But if the budget doesn't allow, then of course, you know, the FP10, the Yamaha P145 or 145P, however you say it, the Yamaha 145, the Alicia's Prestige. But in my opinion, skip all that, hop straight to this one. This one is great quality, amazing keybed, great build quality, super easy to use, has all the right features that you want, as well as the ins and the outs. Both flavors of headphone jacks. You have the onboard speakers as well as the outboard 1/4 inch out to get to your interface so you can hear it nice and lovely. You have the ability to split sounds and to play other sounds. So I just can't knock this. I think this thing sounds great, feels great. It's very portable. I think it's dumb they don't include a proper sustain pedal, especially for $600. Please, Roland and every other piano maker, if you're listening, get that right. Send a like this is not the FP10. The FP10, I can let that slide. On this one, no. But other than the sustain pedal, that's honestly the only knock I have against this keybed. I really like this one. Roland isn't my favorite sound, but that's a preference. So objectively speaking, this is an A+ keyboard, objectively speaking. If you don't like the sound, that's a personal thing. But in terms of the overall package, the fit, the finish, the build quality, the keybed, the ability to have Bluetooth MIDI and MIDI over USB so you can trigger any high quality piano library sound that you want, like this is an A+. I highly recommend it. This would be my personal recommendation. If you were just getting into piano and you knew you really wanted to learn, I would grab an FP-30X, skip all the other keyboards because you will grow out of them. There's some type of compromise with all of those. But again, depends on your career path or just your destination path, right? Like again, if you're really trying to learn, not even necessarily be a professional, but you just want to get actually pretty good, this is just something you won't outgrow. So I'm like, you know, buy right, buy once, right? So it's got all the features you'd want to have on it. And so I recommend this one personally. Like this is going to be my kind of, now granted, this is the only one I've seen from this tier. I've only done the beginner keyboards, the entry level keyboards. So I haven't seen what Yamaha has to offer at this tier. And Yamaha knows how to make a keyboard. Okay. And I have not seen what Korg or anyone else has offered in this, I think $600-700 range. So, but as of right now, as of October 3rd, 2025, this keyboard is what I recommend hands down out of every review that you've seen. If you're in that 800 and less budget range, this right now is king for me. With that being said, I will see you in the next review because I've got to check out more mid-tier keyboards and see what they come in at. But I hope you guys enjoy this one. Drop a comment below what you think, and if there's another keyboard that I need to be on the lookout, or if I missed any features, Again, I like to review keyboards from a real world practical sense. So text and specs, but like, how does it sound when you plug it in, right? So anyways, appreciate y'all. As always, stay saucy. I'll catch you in the next one.